Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-1. We have kind of forgotten what we were doing. I've been pretty busy lately with some other series, and this series is slowing down, so I've kind of forgotten where we were at. We were working on the lunar far side lander. We already did the orbital mapper, it just hasn't finished the science sending yet, I think. And we already designed the Farside lunar lander, so we just need to actually launch it. And the orbital test flight we designed, and we need to actually launch it. So this will be an episode of time warping and actually launching things, I think. Let's find our grand plan. Where is it? There we go. So we're saying November, launch lunar science orbiter. Oh, we already did that. Design and integrate Farside lunar lander. That is the Hercules 2. We are doing that. Integrate Locust B3. Also done. Sweet. Okay, so now we're just into the launching phase of those things. I also need to potentially train the staff. So if we go to astronauts, we can see training mission Mercury. Applies to Mercury capsule and Mark 1 Pod 2. 2 remaining seats, 1 more knots required, will take 75 days. So I need to train some astronauts. We'll take Eileen and Natalia. I guess we need 2 people. Wait, what? Oh, we have to train them in the proficiency first. This training requires an astronaut complex of 3 or higher. Oh. So Mercury is the orbital. So wait, it says trainings available suborbital, but I don't see any trainings for this. But if we want the Mercury, which is an orbital mission, we are going to need orbital trainings. I guess there just aren't suborbital trainings at all. I don't actually know. At least not that I have available. But yeah, this is going to be expensive to upgrade. 150 grand. And our funding is not really capable of handling that. We are spending a lot of money on research right now and integration, so we're just gonna have to chill for a minute and warp to complete here. And we're gonna go to January, where we can launch our test flight of the Mercury orbit without a person in it. Okay, that gives me some money back, but then rolling it out takes some money away. Oh my gosh, we're poor. Our poor little budget. Okay, but the good news is the Locust B3 is ready to launch, so we should be able to do that. No active training. No knots or proficiency. For at least 1 crewable. Okay, once proficiency trained, they also need mission training. I see, okay. Yeah, I know that. Thank you. But I can't do that because we don't have level 3 astronaut complex yet. So, no, can't do it. What I probably can do after all that warping is finish this, maybe? No, it looks like that's still not done. We've got lowlands, midlands, North Pole, South Pole, Mare, Imbrium, but then not much else. But we can see the highlands filling up in front of our very eyes, 10.4%. All right, so that's still working. And now we need to change our staffing over to... finishing up the Hercules, which will be done in March. So this is going to be March, the far side lunar landing. All right. Cool. So let's go ahead and launch this bad boy. I don't really know. We do not want to fill. Empty is fine. I don't really know how this is going to go because it's been a while since I did this. I remember it worked in the simulator. So, should be okay. Oh yeah, just no, we didn't even have any sort of shielding for that. Yeah, I mean, I think the idea is just get to orbit and then deorbit, right? Orbit for an hour and a half and then return home safely. Yep. So I think... apart from the ascent settings, which I probably didn't write down. Yeah, this might be correct. It's probably at least a good place to start because it does have boosters. So for ascent settings, we want hot staging 1.6, solids lead time 0.1, booster settings are 50 and 0.8. QT of 5, QA of 3400. All right, I know that's Q alpha, not QA, but you know, A stands for alpha. It's easy enough. All right, and then we're gonna do last stage 2, early shut off 2. And yeah, let's go ahead and quick save for the just in case. And we're gonna do orbit inclination current, engage autopilot, and we're doing this thing. Boy. We have a beautiful launch. No issues. No issues yet. It's tilting over. Could be problematic. Sweet. I also want to let you guys know this series is probably only a week or two more. I've just got a bunch of other games I want to be playing, and as much as I love KSP, the interest level is starting to wane, and I'm just wanting to do other things. And that's when I know it's time for a series to slowly start to wrap up. I love Kerbal Space Program. I've totally enjoyed the 50 hours I've put into RP-1 or however many it's been. But at the same time, I'm just kind of wanting to put my time into other things. So I'm just letting you guys know that. You kind of already assumed that when I said the series was slowing down, but some of you were maybe hoping you'd still get 2 episodes a week for a few months, but that might not be the case. My hope is that we can finish the programs that we're doing and get a crewed orbit at least. I'd love to get a crewed moon landing and get into that Kerbalism stuff with like having to supply, astronauts and make sure they have oxygen and all that sort of thing, but I just don't know if we're gonna have the time to get into that. Maybe next time. I doubt this will be my last RP-1 series. I doubt this will be my last series because I've really, really enjoyed RP-1. And I've loved all the learning that we've done, and I'm excited to learn more in the future. Okay, it looks like this is gonna blow up. Yeah. Okay. So I remember this happening in our simulations, and I think what we have to do is we made the launch more inefficient, and we did the pitch rate like a lot lower. Like, let's go 0.3. I think that was basically what we did to fix it. So let's try that. Let's see if that fixes things here. Because if it goes higher, faster, there will be less air to run into. turning sideways and you know, because that's when we start to get a lot of our extra speed, and we want that speed at a higher elevation, and then we're less likely to explode. So let's see if this works a little better. It'll probably totally thonk over here in a minute, but yeah, there you go. There's the thonking. But hopefully that got us high enough that we won't have issues with burning up. Alright, towards the end of this stage is when things started to get hot, but yeah, I think we're high enough now that it's not going to be a problem. We can hope. Though, that's getting pretty toasty. But I think at 82 kilometers, we're starting to be in this stage where we're fine again. Yeah, it's cooling back off. Alright. So then this should get us the rest of the way into orbit, according to this. I can just fast forward here. Now this orbit needs to be above 150 kilometers. Crap. Can you fix it? It thinks it can. So, I think we're actually going to be okay. Maybe I even go 155 by 155. Because we've got enough delta V for it, and that way we don't have to worry about failing the mission like we did in the simulation. I remember now that we failed the simulation because it was above 150 instead of 140. Alright, fast forward this. $70 seconds left. 20 seconds left. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Burnout. And RCS gets us right over the top. Perfect. So now we just have to be in this orbit for an hour and a half. And I'm just going to leave this stage attached because it'll allow me to turn around a lot easier. We'll go ahead and time warp here. See if our test Mercury capsule makes it around the planet. And it does! What do you know? Now we return home safely. Do we have power? Electric charge. Oh yeah, we have 48 megajoules. Oh yeah, I forgot to... I did find out how to reduce the megajoules. You have to go into the menu on the Mercury capsule. So we could have saved a few kilograms by not having 48 megajoules. It's a lot of power. I'm gonna make it around to the light side of the Earth again, just because I prefer that. Alright. And now we will point retrograde with the old smartass. Quick save. Oh, a restart window. Interesting. I didn't remember that the RD-119 had a restart window. But it's okay, we got these things. Alright. And then this RCS should try to keep us surface velocity minus. Hopefully. People pointed out in the comments that I was missing the top part that's supposed to have more RCS to help with this. So that's part of the problem, I think. because it kind of has the ability to roll and yaw, so if I do it just right, like right there, we can maybe get it aligned properly. That's pretty close, so it shouldn't do too much wobbling. I'd like to get it inside the circle. There we go. Kill rotation, and then I think the auto orientation of the shape of this should work fine. So now let's fast forward here. Insufficient avionics. What? Is that because I'm time warping? Probably. Yeah. Okay, and then I will hyperwarp a little bit here. Just till we get a little bit lower. Oh, I need to go up a bit. Kill rotation. Okay. Hyperwarp a bit more. It's a very shallow re-entry. Hopefully we're okay. All right, we can see arrow forces are starting to take over and push me back towards retrograde. 98 kilometers. 90 kilometers. Okay, that doesn't make sense to me. Pretty sure it didn't blow up in the test. What changed, I wonder? I think it might have been that I was spinning a little bit in the original. Ignition chance is 0%. Yeah, interesting. That doesn't really tell me anything about it. I'm gonna get just a little bit of rotation here. All right, so this time, let's see if I can do this myself, because now we need to basically roll. And stop rolling. This is not easy. We have to roll until the direction we're moving is down. I don't even know how to do this. I'm just gonna let it kill my rotation. Wow. It's not very good at that. But it does work very slowly over time. Okay, so anyway, I want to add some spin this next time. I think that might help. Can't seem to figure this part out. But yeah, once I get closer to like 100 kilometers, I'm going to add a spin. Because this definitely worked before. This definitely worked before. All right, now we're down to 70 kilometers. Things are going to start getting hotter. This time we're oriented a little bit better towards retrograde, so that's good. Alright, come on, baby. Don't explode on me. I do think we're going to make some changes before we launch actual Kerbals up into space. We're definitely going to make this a little bit safer. I think we're going to pump up the size of that heat shield by a bit. But yeah, I think this solved the problem. And then I don't know what I'll do. Because I want it to not explode on launch either. But I don't know exactly how to make that happen. Alright, we're doing it. 42 kilometers, or 4.2 kilometers a second. 3,800, 3,600. And I think the Locust B3 is going to have a safe landing. Perfect. All that's left is to return home safely. Sweet! Hyperwarp that, and the clown hat shall land safely. In the ocean. Cool. Yeah, it's kind of weird that you have to make the heat shield bigger than the thing itself. I feel like I screwed something up, but maybe if I use the proper mercury heat shield, it would work properly. But hey, there we go. Contract complete. Normal recovery. It's not so bouncy. We can actually click it. There we go. Yay, we did it. Even got some funding back. That always feels good. Okay, so our budget is what right now? We're cleaning up the launch pad, so it's bad. Where's our combined thing? Let's warp to the end of that. Okay, what's our budget? Plus 247. That's really not great. So the first orbital flight now actually needs to be crewed. Orbital test flight with an animal crew. Oh, that's hilarious. One of the generated tourists. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. These animals are represented by tourists. That's hilarious. So, do we want to do that for 95 points? Wait, what's this? Periapsis above 200 kilometers. Oh. Interesting. Lunar landing and sample return. Now that is intense. Returning with the science ain't so easy. Interesting. Well, for now, let's mess with the, I want to do this during daytime, but let's mess with the design a little bit of the Locust. I should rename it. Maybe we'll name it the Cicada, the one made for humans. Because calling them all the same thing is too confusing. So we will call this the Cicada. And maybe we have a couple upgrades we can do. If we open human rated locust B3, we're gonna save you as the Cicada 1. Okay, so we are rubbing up right against that 60-ton limit, so that's part of the problem. We are using the LR-43 still. Was the NA6 better? I think it wasn't. Yeah, not really. It's a little bit heavier, a little bit more burn time. Slightly better ASL, ISP, so it's probably not worth it. And I don't think we have the next level of Castor, right? Yeah, we still just have the Castor 1. I could use the LR-87. .9606 meters a second. We can reduce the stringer mass of this fairing. Bam, 3 meters a second delta V. Look at that. Let's see, what else can we reduce the mass of? We can take some of the power out of this. So we need to do that by going to the tank UI. And then here I can reduce the electric charge to something more reasonable, like 5 megajoules. And now we can watch the delta V, 9609. It goes to 9734. That's a pretty big upgrade. And then if I want, we could put this little thing on the top. And then it can actually orient itself properly. Because it's supposed to have that, and then this, I think, and that has the parachute in it. Does this like blow off the top then at some point? Let the parachute out? It might. Can I reduce the fuel in this? Or is there no fuel in that? Is that only thrusters? Jeez. I guess because it's got all these other things in it. And that's the main parachute. I don't know if I want to switch things up at this point. We've already gotten this far. So what we want to do is figure out why this stupid thing is getting so hot. And we want to make this slightly bigger. Diameter is currently 2. Let's go to diameter 2.05. That'll make it slightly better at slowing everything down and not letting the heat get to the mercury capsule. And then I'm gonna make this slightly longer. But yeah, I don't really know. I mean, how are we supposed to reduce the heat? When I look at the real Mercury launch, I'm gonna Google it real quick. Mercury mission rocket. I look at images. It had the Mercury capsule as part of the dang, you know, shape of the whole thing. So it's like, this is normal. I think the problem is maybe I'm just boosting it too fast. These casters might be the problem. Like, they might be adding inefficiency. I don't actually know. Well, why don't we try without? Why don't we try this without the... whatchamacallit? Cicada 1. Try without the boosters. Doesn't work, we'll put them back on. But that'll definitely help with the issue of things. Dynamic deflection. Let it go up to 15 control deflect because it needs roll control. Anyway, now we have a lot more tonnage to play with. Oh, and at HR, human rated, we can actually go a little heavier if we want. That's 55 to 74 tons. So we've got some extra tonnage to play with if we want to. This needs to go 150 seconds burn time, so... $155 plus... I can probably go a little bit more than that. The reliability is 98%. So going an extra few seconds is not going to hurt much. Not that I need all this Delta V actually. Why do that? I don't need more Delta V. We already have enough. We already have enough. I could use this adapter if we wanted to. I think that's actually what the real mission used. Does make it look a little better, I guess. We could use the real mercury heat shield. It is a little bit heavier. I wonder if it would work better compared to the one we've been using. It's cheaper though. Cheaper by a lot. Just realized that. If we shift this up, will that work properly? I don't know. We'll have to try this. Let's save this bad boy and see if it makes it to orbit. We have more than enough Delta V. We need anything going on there. Is our avionics? Yeah, it's up for 60 tons. Oh, we can upgrade the battery in this. Oh, it doesn't really have much battery. Never mind. And we took the antenna out. Because I would like to send up a an animal first. I think that would be a good test. Propellant is not okay. We have to modify that. I guess I should have simulated this before we modified it, but... Oh, can I not select? I guess if we're simulating, it doesn't matter. But I can't select the right LC to simulate while it's being worked on. Okay, so 2, we're gonna go a little faster on this, 0.5. Engage autopilot and launch. Actually, 0.5 might be too much, I just realized, because we are no longer starting off going fast. Our SLT was really low here. So there's a chance that this actually pitches over too fast. Guess we'll find out. Warning, Eileen Gonzalez can't breathe. Apparently it threw a Kerbal in there for the simulation. What? Is there a Kerbal in here? Apparently there's a Kerbal in here. I didn't ask for that. And they're not showing up on the little icons either. That's funny. It's actually really interesting that it doesn't show... the little, I don't know what you call those, but like the portraits of the Kerbals. Maybe there's a button to turn that on and off or something. That is off by default. Okay, yeah, see, it looks like we're gonna have the same problem. Definitely gonna have the same problem. Okay. Mercury mission launch profile. I mean, I can't seem to find anything that tells me exact. I guess it had the launch escape system on the top. Huh. Maybe it goes up faster and then it kind of tilts over more, kind of like we were doing in the test. Also, should we try the launch escape system? Because if we actually launch a person in this, then we need them to be able to get out and land safely. And that's what this is for. And I could just pop this on top. Or so I thought. Wait, what? Is that right? Shouldn't that be like that? Or is it not like that? Oh, you know, so check this out. So it fits, I'm sorry, I'm looking at real pictures on Google right now while I'm also doing this. So that fits around that. So that's kind of what's going on there. But if I'm not using those pieces, then it, I guess, makes sense to have it like that. Anyway, so what this does is if things go real sideways, we can launch that off. I'll go to action group and we'll say custom 0. Activate engine. And we would want to decouple this decoupler. Unfortunate. Well, I guess this one would be fine. Okay, so if I were to simulate this, and let me save it real quick. Let's see if this does anything. So if I hit 0 on the keyboard, does this work? Yep. And then should be able to help us land safely. And does this decouple? It does. I can drop it. Okay. All right. Good, good, good. So that should help us make sure we don't die. Because the whole point is that you can use the launch escape system while the engine is boosting. I mean, I just wanted to see if it would work, but I think the point is actually more that it can help us in the middle of a ascent profile. Okay, so 3.3. I'm just going to go to a pitch rate of 0.2. And the Q trigger is going to be 1. It's going to wait until... It's going to be extremely... what's the word for that? I don't even know the word. The word is careful, but it's not that word. Thinking of a word like careful. Conservative. It's going to be extremely conservative. Yes, that's the one. Okay, so it goes up very slowly, pitching over. And it's going to wait until the static pressure or dynamic pressure is very low. What is up with this Eileen Gonzalez can't breathe? Is it because I didn't put any... I have to put, like, oxygen into the capsule or something? Maybe. Still not totally understanding. O2 pressure controller, non-regen, lithium oxide, hydrogen. I don't even know. Whoa, that tilts over like crazy. And we don't have enough delta V to get to orbit, for what it's worth. Probably due to the lack of boosters. Because of all the wasted gravity losses. Look at our gravity losses, they're pretty huge. We're short by 400 delta V, that's kind of a lot. Oh, I didn't realize how much this launch escape system cost me. We're short by 400 delta V because that thing costs us 400 delta V. Good gracious. Did they ditch the launch escape system at some point? When did they ditch launch escape system Mercury? LES. This is just the Wikipedia page for LES. You know, I might just not use it. It'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen? Now, unfortunately, the nose cone just does not have a very good temperature. I wonder if I need to research the, like, hypersonic flight. The problem is this thing just can't get very hot. I mean, neither can the Mercury capsule, so I guess it's kind of fine, but... I could use, I guess, a fairing instead of as a nose cone. It's going to be heavier, but it would work. I do not like that shape. Nope. Better? Definitely not. This thing might be a little too tall, actually. Let's go to like 1.5. Yeah, I mean... we got a lot of the delta V back. So let's try this again with our inefficient launch profile. The escape system unintentionally blasted off from the Mercury spacecraft on the failed Mercury Redstone 1 mission. LOL. That's kind of funny. All right, 3, 3, no, 2, 2. All right, let's see if this thing burns up or not. Eileen Gonzalez can't breathe. Whatever. Nobody cares about Eileen. Eileen's not even real. She's simulated. Okay. 265 meters a second left. That's a healthy enough margin for my taste. So this should work properly. I do kind of want to test the separation of this stage, though. Cicada 1 is refilled. Eileen Gonzalez is suffocating. Jeez. Probably because I didn't put any oxygen in here for her. Fatality. Oh my gosh. Why did this complete so... Oh, the crude records. I guess complete contracts. Fatality. Simulated fatality. Important to note. Alright, so this gets us into orbit. Success. Okay, and then we would smartass orbit retrograde. Swing that booty around. And then hit spacebar. Hey! Wow. I have no idea why that was so much louder. I'm sorry, that was deafening. I don't know why, that wasn't even that loud the last time we launched those, I don't think. Okay. And then... we'll test this again just because we can with the new shield. And I think it's a good test to kind of let it wobble around a little bit. I'll give it one little spin and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit better chance than that. So something like this, I think, should work. Let's find out. We made the heat shield a little bigger. Maybe I'll give it a little bit of a wobble, just to test. See if a little bit of a wobble makes it blow up. No, it aligns pretty fast. And then it seems that the big heat shield is doing more than fine. Okay. Cool beans, cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. All right, so now we need to figure out why was Eileen suffocating. I guess we need to send oxygen with her? I don't know. Why do these people need oxygen? They're so needy. So needy, right? Come on. Like, oxygen? Really? Okay, but in all seriousness, like, what do we actually do? Figure scrubber. Only lasts 2 days. Okay. I don't really understand what I'm looking at here. Water, stress, habitat. Liquid oxygen. Ignore the launch clamp pump. Why does it say consumed none? Alright, I'm truly confused. Atmo leaks? What? What are we doing? Whoa. Game just got super laggy. What did I do? Whoa, the whole game just like disappeared for a minute. Okay. Habitat enabled. Water duration 2 days. Liquid oxygen. Waste atmosphere. Okay. So, lithium hydroxide, electric charge, lithium hydroxide, half-life 1 day, waste microliters. So do I need to do regular oxygen, not liquid oxygen? Do I need to add liquid oxygen? Because there is no liquid oxygen in here. Maybe I need to add it manually. It does say over here. It does say, but it will require you to change the resources. So I don't know why the mercury capsule doesn't default to having the resources for that when it comes with lithium and water. Why wouldn't it come? What does that mean? It requires you to change the resources. I don't understand. So let's try doing tank UI. So do I need liquid oxygen? How many liters of liquid oxygen? 10? 1? 0? Why is my delta V so bad? Oh, never mind, I know why. Let's do 2 liters of liquid oxygen. How heavy is that? Not very, just a few kilograms. Is it liquid oxygen that you use to turn into breathable oxygen? I'm not really sure. O2 pressure controller, it uses a certain amount of... I mean, do I just need to add oxygen itself? Probably. Okay, yeah, I think I just need to add oxygen. So that's enough for 23 days. 1,000 oxygen is enough for 1 day, 16 hours. So let's double that. And that's enough for 3 days, which is a lot longer than we'll be up there. Okay, and then we reconnect this, and then let's see if Eileen doesn't have the whole, you know, wanting to suffocate issue. Well, I don't think she was wanting to suffocate, but you know what I mean. That's still at an angle. Come on, baby. That one, I think, is the... There we go. Now it's all square. Perfect. All right, the cicada one, I think, can actually keep someone alive this time. Save that into the right category. And let's see if Eileen doesn't have a fatality. No fatalities, please. And thank you. 3. No, we're back to 2. Well, that didn't do it. You know, we wanted no more fatalities. We didn't get it. No, this is just a staging problem. No big deal. I just have to do that. But that is why they have a launch escape system. Just saying. That happens, and they beep boop out of there and then parachute down. Alright. Hopefully no more messages about Eileen suffocating to death. That was pretty dramatic. But what I don't know... Okay, so the oxygen is getting used. We can see that. Waste is increasing. I don't know if we needed the water and the weight. The water's not getting used. Giving me warnings about liquid oxygen, but I don't really care about liquid oxygen. I think I'm guessing that crewed like space station situations use liquid oxygen as the reserves for breathable oxygen, and that's why it's added those warnings. But for this thing, we don't actually need that. It's KOS. I feel like there would be a manager somewhere for all these things, but I can't seem to find it. I guess right here. Okay, there's the vitals. Eileen seems happy enough. There's the supplies. See, it says liquid oxygen, but it's like we're not using that. She's just breathing straight oxygen. Oh, she's drinking water. She is drinking water. But why does it not show up as a minus whatever, you know, microliters or milliliters? It doesn't show her as drinking water, but here it does. That's confusing. Oh, it says average. So maybe that happens once every so often, and then it updates. Interesting. Okay. We're learning things. Yeah, see, the liquid oxygen here is how much we have for the rocket engine, not for breathing. Irrelevant. Yes, the liquid oxygen reserves are low. I am aware. It's because As the rocket engine's burning out. Okay. Sweet. So it does seem like we're going to be able to safely get back to Earth. Wait. Why do I only have 2 hours of electric charge? Others. What is others, and why does it take 475 watts? Is it that lithium scrubber? No. The O2 pressure controller? No. Do we even need the O2 pressure controller? I guess the pressure in here would start to, and the CO2 level would start to get bad if we turn off the pressure controller. Let's stop both of them and see what happens. Yeah, you can see the CO2 levels rising without the lithium oxide. The pressure controller, though, doesn't seem to matter that much, at least not with this sort of time frame. It might matter in a longer mission, but the pressure's not changing anyway. Anyway, what is taking 475 watts? Is it just the avionics? Oh, it's just the avionics. Okay. So I probably need a little bit more power, and then I think we'll call it good. So a few more kilograms of electric charge in you. So tank UI, electric charge. Let's go to maybe 15 megajoules instead of 5. And that only took away 30 delta V, so that shouldn't change much. And there we go. We've got, I think, what will be a fairly safe mission for good old Eileen Gonzalez. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna save this here. I'm gonna go into the simulation one more time to write down all of the data of how we did the launch. So in our ship notes here, Cicada 1, we need to write down our settings. So we've got booster is 50, 0.2, QT of 2, QA of 3400, hot stage 1.6, solids don't matter. Okay. And we don't have fairings either, so none of that matters. I don't think the post-staging delay often matters. And the rest of the stuff is all pretty standard 155 km orbit. Okay, save that, so now we don't have to worry about forgetting what we were doing. And now we can hopefully start upgrading our astronaut complex, and we're going to need a lot of funding for that, unfortunately. But first I have to double check, did we actually, are we going to need to modify it twice? Am I going to regret what I just did? No, we're good. Okay, so my question is, can we send up an animal already? Or do we need, we wouldn't need to train an animal. But do I need astronaut complex level 3 before I can do this one? Is kind of what I'm wondering. So let's try that and see if it lets us put the tourist in here or not. Test animal. Tourist. Tourists pay funds to see new and exciting places. Oh, that just cracks me up. I know that's like all they can do in the Kerbal Space Program engine, but it's just funny to imagine like the test animal is actually like an unsuspecting person. I don't know why, but that cracks me up. All right, I think this is gonna work without needing the training, because the idea is that you put in, you know, a cat or a dog. You know, what was the dog's name? Oh shoot, it's escaping me. No, it's I know this. I know this. It was the dog that went to space. I just can't think of its name. Oh, I'm gonna have to hold on. I gotta. Is it Comet? No. Laika. Yeah. Oh, Russian pup. Okay, anyway, launch a new vessel, blah, 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 blah. Animal on board. Okay. So this works. Sweet. And it's 6435. I'm curious to see the mass difference with and without tourist or Kerbal. So it was 6435 with no, or can I see it here? 58,335. 330. It doesn't change. I was under the impression it changed. $63.35. Okay, it is 100 kilograms. Good to know. So, wait a second. But now that says more delta V. Oh. Oh, okay. Got it. Cool. So it does know. Okay, so this is the final. Come on. Click on that, then click save. This is the final thing. This will carry the tourist, aka the animal, into orbit. Sweet. So I should just be able to hit launch. Unlock. Finish the tooling. I mean, sure. 90 funds is not something I'm worried about. And it might make it integrate 6 hours faster or something. Cool. All right, so the cicada is now being produced, so we can launch we'll call it a little dog into orbit. And we will staff the rest of the unassigned engineers onto... Can I rearrange these? Hold on. So I know this is probably really low on the feature list that they would want to add to the game, but I would really like to reorder these, because they're all kind of in a wacky order now, and I don't like the order that they're in. And I wish I could reorder them. And I don't think I can. All right, anyway. I just can't afford to start upgrading the astronaut complex yet. 900 funding a day. I might need to fire some scientists, to be honest. I think I'm gonna fire a couple hundred scientists, which makes me feel kind of bad, but I just think I think I hired too many. All right, fired 200. That puts our balance a bit more in the green. And then we'll warp to March. Or at least most of the way to March. Let's check on our 60% total science. Still not enough, it seems. Gotta be close, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are totally done, pretty much. But I guess we need more like 8 or 9 that are totally done, so yeah. That's still a little bit away. Okay, we'll roll out the Hercules, and then in the next episode, we will be launching the mission to go to the far side of the moon, which will be very exciting. So I think we'll call it an episode there, though. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next episode.